Hello folks, Simon here, welcome back to the channel, and in today's Final Fantasy VII Remake video guide, I'm going to be showing you what I believe may be the best possible way to grind thousands of AP in the shortest amount of time. So a fantastic means of leveling up your materia. Now you can technically do this grind if you've made your way to chapter 14 naturally, because it is a Colosseum grind. You don't need to keep resetting back to the chapter select menu once you've gained access to the Colosseum in this chapter. But if you do wait for chapter select, then you will of course get those beautiful double experience and triple AP gains. So we're going to go ahead and start the chapter here, and I'll very briefly show you the fastest way to get to Wall Market. But of course, because it's a Colosseum grind, you haven't got to keep going back to that menu. You can just, extend your grinding session for as long as you want by just repeating the battle. Now, the chapter begins at Aerith's house. There's a couple of cutscenes to skip. I'm not going to show you all of that stuff. I'm just going to show you where it is that you need to get to. As you come out of Aerith's house at night time, you'll see Tifa standing over the way there. You'll need to approach her in order to trigger another cutscene, which you can skip, and that will mean that your party will be all back together then, and you can progress as normal. There'll be one more cutscene that you need to skip, the one that involves Kyrie doing her little news broadcast, and then we're going to head north from there, and that's going to take us to this fellow that gives us the Chocobo fast travel side quest.
Man, am I glad
So we'll skip through the dialogue, and this will allow us then to progress immediately to Wall Market without having to run there manually. So it's a great time saver for this particular grind. And all we're going to do is select the Wall Market entrance there. So once we've made our way over to the Colosseum, we're just going to make sure that we've set our party up for the most efficient farming here. And what I'm going to recommend is that you have Cloud with the 5 Agar Magnify combination, so that we can pretty much one-shot all of these encounters here. And AP up, by the way, don't be too excited by this. It's not actually that good, since it only works on the materia that you've connected it to. And itself doesn't need to be leveled up, and it takes up a materia slot. So just bear that in mind. It doubles the amount of AP on the revived materia in this case, but we're effectively losing AP from not having another materia here that's leveling up. But if you do have materia that you're trying to level up for hard mode that requires a lot of AP, then obviously that's when this materia is going to come in useful. Apart from that, just make sure that you have Magic Up if possible on Cloud. First Strike is kind of important. That will speed things up substantially. And then things that you just want to level up for hard mode, really. For Barrett or for Tifa, then I would recommend having a high level Blizzard materia active. So I've got level 3 Ice here. And again, other than that, I just recommend sticking pretty much anything else in there that you're trying to level up for hard mode. Now, the only thing that's really important is to make sure that Cloud has a high magic stat. So again, Magic Up will help with that. But I've also given him the Mithril Saber, since it has 114 magic attack once you've gone ahead and spent some of the skill points on the various nodes, which you really should be prioritising on this weapon, is magic stats, since that's what it's there for. Okay, right, so with that basic setup, we're just going to go and get stuck in to the fight here. And the fight in particular that we're going to be repeating is the 3-person team versus Shinra Warriors. And that's because it's the one fight here that allows us to have all 3 party members, thus giving us the ability to level up even more materia. One thing to note, there is a 300 gil cost for this battle. Hopefully money won't be a big issue for you, but if you are going to be planning on this grind, just bear in mind that once you run out of gil, then it pretty much brings this grind to an end until you get some back. But I've got plenty for now, so let's just go ahead, select the easy difficulty, add all 3 party members, and I'll show you how fast this works. So the first thing we're going to do as soon as the battle begins is go straight to Spells 5 Agar and then target one of the enemies here. And yeah, that usually one-shots everything in the battle, as you can see. And with that first strike materia, we don't even have to attack the enemy to build up ATB, since we have that 1 bar that we need right from the get-go. For this second battle, I strongly advise that you go ahead and target the Heli Trooper, as you might not get the area of effect on the other enemies if you target those. Or you might not get the area of effect on the Heli Trooper if you target the other enemies. But look how fast this is. Really, really fast. And pretty much the same thing throughout all of these battles here. Let's go ahead and target the Sahagin. Boing, boing, dead. Oh, one of the stragglers survived there. The Magnify materia doesn't have universal range, unfortunately, so occasionally you might just have to finish one off. Which can take a bit of time, but as you can see, it's not really that consequential, is it? Let's be honest. Okay, right, so for this battle, what I'm going to do, because I think that crab thing is weak to ice. Yep. So this is why I said to have Barrett equipped with Blizzard. I know that I've slowed things down, but that's just to talk to you here. So what I'm going to do is have Cloud Firegar on the Riot Trooper. And then we're going to have Barrett, Blizzardgar on the Crab, which is called the Scissor Claw. And that should pretty much do the same thing. Occasionally the sentry guns can survive if the Riot Trooper has managed to move a little bit of distance away from them, which he can do, but they are very easy to take down, so you should be able to get that done really quickly. And it's not just the AP that you're getting here, you're still getting the experience as well, which is nice. Okay, the final battle is unfortunately the most annoying. So what we're going to do is start with Barrett casting Blizzardgar on the Queen Grass Strike, and that's just going to allow us to one-shot that thing straight from the start here, which is just going to help us out big time going into the rest of the fight. Now you can have Cloud still casting his Firegar on the other two enemies, although because they're not weak to fire, that's not exactly going to go ahead and one-shot them, unfortunately. But as you can see, the others still go down fairly quickly here. So there goes one of the ads, or just about, and then I think a Blizzardgar on the second ad should also do the trick here. They can freeze you with stop, but it only happens rarely if you don't keep distance. As you can see, even that final battle isn't that bad, even though it's a bit of an anomaly in comparison to the others, seeing as how there's no fire weakness. But we can still get through it quite quick with the right setup. And there we have it. So we get 1500 gil reward, actually, for repeating that, which means that we're never going to be running short on gil. I was wrong at the start. That's fantastic. And in total, you get 165 AP on every single materia that needs leveling up. And you actually get double that, don't you, on any materia that you have linked to the AP+. So this is a really good grind, especially, as I say, for that hard mode difficulty, when you need to get certain materials leveled up, or you just want to, you know, level to 50 or whatever the case may be. So if you have any other ideas as to how to speed this up even more, then please do share those down in the comments below. And if you have any other ideas for further AP farms that might even be more efficient than this, then I'd be interested in hearing your thoughts on those as well. But thanks for stopping by, checking out the video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.